Welcome back, podcast and episode number 5. Today's topic is on life insurance. We've had numerous emails on life insurance. The first question that came in here was, why do I need life insurance? Great question. Anybody that's in the process of getting married, anybody that's married, having a child, why you would need life insurance is whether you get married and God forbid something happens to you, you'd want to take care of your spouse. If you're married and you have children, God forbid something happens to you, hopefully financially, for a small amount of money on a life insurance policy. It's very inexpensive. I think it's probably the biggest misconception on the cost of life insurance. And the reason why that really is life insurance and what people are doing is they're buying life insurance when they get sick. Well, that's not really the right thing to do. Life insurance is meant to get it when you're healthy. It's a lot less expensive. The younger you are, it's I hate to say the word cheap, it's actually cheap. I just did a 21-year-old who has some debts, college debt, and $250,000 was less than $8 a month. Very inexpensive. So who needs life insurance? Just about everybody needs life insurance. If you're in the process of getting married, you're getting married, you have children, you have debt, you're buying a building, whatever it might be, life insurance plays a big role. And one of the next questions is mentioned, when is the best time to purchase life insurance? That's an easy answer. The younger you are, the healthier you are. As we get older, we do not get healthier. And so you want to buy life insurance when you're young. Plan ahead. So if you're thinking and you're 21, 22, maybe you should be looking at a $500,000 life insurance policy versus a $250,000. Just think out there, how many people are buying homes at $250,000, $300,000, $400,000? That's debt right there. They buy a house, and that $500,000 sounds like a lot of money. Really not a lot of money. That same 21-year-old that we quoted at $250,000 versus $500,000, if it's $8 a month, to double it to $500,000 from $250,000 does not double the price. It's actually less than double the price. It's about $1,450 for that same person to move to a $500,000 policy. So don't be afraid about finding out the cost, but also make sure you're planning ahead. Planning ahead simply means if you need $250,000 now, you don't want to buy $250,000 if you're young, in your 20s, 30s, or 40s. You might need $500,000 in the future. Buy it now, buy it when you're young, buy it when you're healthy. About 65% of the people that we're writing life insurance on, and we have just about every carrier in the state that sells life insurance in the state. We are an independent agent. We have multiple carriers, from Banner to, there's just so many different carriers out there. I could just roll on AIG, ING, a million different carriers. And the key factor, like I said to you, is buy it young, buy it when you're healthy, and prepare. One other quick question was mentions on the benefits for your child. And do you need children's life insurance? Great question. And the question really can be answered two ways. There's two ways of purchasing a policy for a child. You can add them to your policy. So for example, myself and my wife would like to add our children to our existing policy, or we're taking out a policy. You can do an endorsement to your policy. In a case of mine where we looked at it looked at about $9 for the year to add a small policy that was endorsed to my existing policy. The positive sides to just adding an endorsement to your life insurance policy, adding your child's endorsement to yours, is that it's very inexpensive. The downside is someday, if something ever happens to you, you pass away, or you decide you don't need life insurance anymore, that child does not have life insurance anymore. So there's a pros and cons to that. The second type of policy you can purchase for a child is a standalone child policy. And who owns the policy is before they turn 18, the parent or the grandparent can own the policy. You can purchase a whole life policy, and that's pretty standard, very, very, very inexpensive. And the purpose of that policy is really to give coverage later in life. For example, I had a family member develop at the ripe old age of 15 bone cancer in his elbow. And today he's married and has children, and he still cannot get life insurance. So in that case, a policy as a standalone child's policy is going to be huge because it's going to allow that child to have life insurance later in life. God forbid they get sick. With that being said, very common is people say, and they said, well, how many different types of policies and what's the right policy? Well, I'm going to give you a sarcastic answer. The right policy is the policy you have in force when you pass away. There is no right or wrong policy. Every policy is set a little different. There's only 4 types of policies. There's term life insurance. Basically what that is, it lasts for a term of time. You buy a 5-year, a 10-year, a 15, a 20, a 30, 35, 40-year. You can buy any length of time, almost any length of time, determining based on your age. So if you're 70, you can't buy a 40-year term. If you're 30, you can purchase a 40-year term. There is a term policy with return of premium, which means for that term of time you continue to pay. Nothing happens to you after 20 years, you would get all of your money back. That's another type of policy. There are permanent policies that are whole lives, which are about one of the oldest types of policies. They are more expensive. So determining and figuring out what is the purpose of your life insurance is going to figure out what type of policy you have. Once again, I don't want you to be nervous. If you're looking for life insurance, I've been selling life insurance and licensed since 1998. Love to share with you the options, and at the end of the day, it's making sure you purchase what you feel comfortable with, not what an insurance agent, not what I feel comfortable with, not what another insurance salesperson feels comfortable with. It is a comfort zone that you have, just like the amount of life insurance is going to be determined by you. Yes, we could help, but at the end of the day, you have to be comfortable on how much coverage you need. Very good questions. I love that the community is involved. Love the questions. We hope that we get more questions on other topics: auto insurance, homeowners insurance, business insurance, life insurance, disability insurance. Please send them our way. You can email them at cparadiso@paradisoinsurance.com. Thank you on that portion, and we'd like to cover a few community events, because that's what we're all about here, loving our community. And first and foremost, the Mother-Son Dance. Awesome time last year. The Wilson family has single-handedly taken this on their back, got it restored last year, and had a great turnout. They're even expecting a bigger turnout this year. It is May 12th. It's at Stafford Elementary School, May 12th from 5:30 to 7:30. I believe that is Mother's Day weekend. What a great way. I can promise you, from pictures to treats to dancing, awesome time for mothers and sons to get together. Aunts, grandmothers, godmothers, all invited. The Superhero Run, it's a 5K run. If you haven't heard of Journey Found, my sister, and there is another young lady who grew up in Stafford Springs, who also lives in this group home. It is a group home foundation. People like my sister who are mentally handicapped live in these homes, and this 5K run benefits Journey Found, which is the homes for these disabled young people. It's in Nevers Park in South Windsor on May 20th from 9 to 11:30. Dress up as a superhero, raise money for great people, and I can promise you, supporting people with disabilities, people like my sister, I can promise you, they cannot thank you enough. As a good friend, Rafe Allen, always says to me, if we, the people, do not allow these people to have a voice, can you imagine your child dying without a voice? It's a great way to give back to a great organization. I can promise you, we were there last year. Alicia, Stephanie, Jane, Crystal, many of our staff showed up. Not only our staff, but the community showed up. It is a great cause. We hope to see you both at the Mother-Son Dance on May 12th and the Superhero 5K run or walk for Journey Found. It is May 20th from 9 to 11:30. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Until next time, thank you for joining us.